Since the legislative calendar has me in D.C. far more than any other year I've been in Congress, I wanted to make sure I had a chance to answer your questions. A constituent from Wayne County has been asking me to host a town hall. I told her to come into my office and meet with me face to face so we can have some real dialogue instead of 100 people yelling at each other. She brought me a list of questions some of her Wayne County colleagues had wanted to ask. I will answer some of these questions now. Do you intend to protect those with pre-existing conditions? Yes, we plan on doing just that. Throughout the last several years, I've repeatedly said there are parts of the President Obama's health care law that we should support. Americans should never be denied coverage or charged more because of pre-existing conditions. The American Health Care Act prohibits insurers from denying Americans with pre-existing conditions coverage and instituting lifetime caps on medical care. These are popular portions of Obamacare that enjoy bipartisan support. We are going to do everything we can to preserve them. Next question. So if the American Health Care Act goes through, you'll be giving up your sweetheart health care plan, right? Well, actually, we're not on the sweetheart plan, unless you call Obamacare a sweetheart plan, which all members of Congress participate in. I am on Obamacare, so I understand people's frustrations with it, and that's why we are working to fix it. Next question. You co-sponsored a measure to defund Planned Parenthood. Where do you think the medical funding for these services is going to come from? Well, there are only 650 Planned Parenthood centers in America compared to 9,800 health centers in the Federal Health Center program. In Northeast Ohio alone, there are 43 federally qualified health centers, yet only 13 Planned Parenthood centers. The plan is to redirect funds from Planned Parenthood to health centers like these, which are required to provide care to everyone, regardless of whether they can pay or not. These centers provide comprehensive health care service, even such services such as mammograms that Planned Parenthood does not provide. Next question. Why were you one of the 23 congressmen that voted to not request 45's tax returns? I'm glad you asked that question. The House of Representatives does not have the power to request tax returns, and thankfully so. Can you imagine allowing Congress the chance to target their political opponents, or any American for that matter? I believe a person's tax return information should remain private and confidential. However, there is a particular section of the tax code in which the chairman of Ways and Means can force the president to submit his tax returns in closed executive session to him. While I understand that some believe that they should be able to view President Trump's tax returns, accessing them through this misuse of federal law is not an acceptable approach. Next question. The Russian connection and Republican failure to investigate is a big issue for me. Politicians with morals are oxymorons, but can you at least pretend? Ouch. Well, I find the possibility of a foreign government interfering in U.S. elections troubling. We have already been assured by the CIA and FBI that there was no interference in the outcome of the November 2016 election by a foreign government. I know the House Intelligence Committee has already announced it is going to also conduct its own investigation into the Russian influence in our election. I appreciated those questions, and I'm always interested in answering more questions. We're going to continue to do this in the future and get back to as many constituents as we can with the questions they have. Thank you.